My name's Andrew. I quit my corporate job to build a business in a foreign country, and this is week 2 of relaunching a poultry broiler farm. Come over here and let's get down and dirty with it. Whether it's business, content, you always need to be able to delegate tasks. You have both undersized chicks here and chicks with some issues. I had no idea that the construction workers would actually be living at the site. Just like a surgeon heading into the OR, the farm boy heading in to tend to the chickens. The first day of week 2, we're on the way to the farm to meet the doctor who's coming from the Integrator. The doctor will take a look around the farm, look at the chickens, and make sure everything is good and up to their standard. And this is their first check-in of this cycle, and it's the first update we're giving them, so we'll see how it goes. We're here at the farm. The doctor just left. A few changes we will make. We're going to increase the ventilation. Since this building's pretty long, the cooling pads are on that end, but as the air travels through the farm, it gets pretty warm on that side. As a result, they're drinking too much water and not eating enough, so they're growing a little slower than the chickens on the far end. In addition to that, we will remove these manual feeding trays and just have all the feed run through the automatic feeders. The chickens are growing well and our mortality is on track, which is a good sign. It's about 5 o'clock, just did some work in my computer, and now we're on the way to meet a potential video editor. Whether it's business, content, you always need to be able to delegate tasks if you want to do it at any form of scale. So hopefully this media side of things can turn into more of a business rather than me sitting at my desk trying to crunch out reels in 2 minutes. So we'll keep you posted on what goes on, and then we're going to head to the farm and see if the work we left for the farm boy has gotten done. So we're here at the farm doing a quick walkthrough, and we're gonna pick up some of the undersized ones and put them in the nursery over there where they have better access to food, water, and hopefully grow a little bit quicker. Gonna add some feeds in the basket so they can eat while I go around and collect some more. He's on the loose. He knows I'm coming for him. Hold up, buddy. You can see for 1 week he's really quite small. To give a comparison here, let's grab another one. Look at the size difference in these two birds. Are you all right? Come on now. There's some feed leaking into the tray that's not inside the area where the chicks are. So since no chicks can get at it, I'm just gonna dump out this tray and then we'll put it in the nursery so it'll get eaten. Get this one too. You want to make sure you use every bit of feed you have, otherwise it can start to add up and then you eat into your FCR, and you don't want that happening here. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here. The sun's out for the first time in a while. It's payday today, so I got some cash for the kuyas. If you think we take weekends here, we don't. So let's get to it. We're inside the farm now. See, we have 3 fans on the go now, so you really feel the breeze and it's a lot cooler in here. And all of our fans are working, which is also a bonus at this stage. We have some light bulbs that are out that we need to get fixed as well. So I'm just counting how many we need to buy from the hardware store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new light bulbs. Probably get 6 or 7 to have some spares on hand. I mean, that'll be important to get in place before the chicks get expanded down in this area because it's super dark down here. Little voice crack there. It's super dark down at this end. But the 2 things we wanted to get done by today, we wanted to remove the manual feeding trays and rake the rice hull. Every so often you need to rake the rice hull and resurface it essentially, because the top gets wet, especially with the brooding lamps. It gets hot, so they can actually like burn their feet. You can see it's like a little more of a rough, clumpy surface than it was before. The manual feeding trays aren't anywhere in the center of the chick area here, so we still have some manual feeders along the perimeter, but generally at this stage you want them to be relying on the automatic feeders. So this is what they look like 10 days in. Hey buddy, you're only 10 days old, eh? Oftentimes when they look injured or they're not growing, they're kind of stunted, they'll have really dry feet. Sorry bud, we'll put you back here. Come over here and let's get down and dirty with it. If you see this is a fresh shit right here. A little bit of white in there, good consistency. It's not too watery or too wet, and that's what it looks like when these chicks here are eating and drinking well and are healthy. We're gonna run the feeding lines here shortly. And one behavior you wanna see at this stage especially, is that when you run the feeding lines, you want to see the chicks up and heading towards it. They smell the feed, they hear the lines, and they've been essentially conditioned to go to them. If that's not happening at all, then there could be an issue with the bird, and that's just a behavioral observation you need to make throughout the process. Feed lines on, so we'll just take a look at what that looks like. It's probably going to be pretty loud. So we usually do a walkthrough while the feed line's running to get the chicks up and headed towards the feeding pans. This is what it looks like before we do the walkthrough, and this is what it looks like after. The kuya's got the plastic straw dipped in the fly glue, spanned out along the side of the farm. So there's not that many flies due to the rice hull, but this is just, you know, an extra precaution. And there's other farms here, and if they don't have a good, you know, fly management program, that can head over to this farm as well. So there's some sort of collateral damage depending on how well your neighbors manage their farm. I'm gonna walk over and go take a look at the feed storage room, just see what it looks like after some food's been dropped off. This is what it looks like. It's not a huge feed room, so it does fill up quickly. This is the back of the farm here. So there's no chicks in this area, and there they all are right there. So there it is. Things are running well here on day 10. Fingers crossed it stays that way. We're dealing with live animals. There's a million things that could go wrong on every single day. So you really need to be attentive to the birds and to the farm, to your employees, and make sure that things are running smoothly at all times. Day 11, going to get some light bulbs for the farm. Looking for 7 light bulbs, I think. Hopefully that'll brighten up some additional lumens for the chickens. Maybe we just get 8. And then we'll have a spare too. These are about 350 pesos a pop. Again, a lot of these things are one-time purchases rather than monthly expenses. Since this farm's been sitting there decaying over time, there's just so many items that you don't realize need to get fixed until you're actually there and it starts running and you realize every day there's like another thing you need to get repaired. And this is one of them. Hello.
720.
720.
There's
1, 2, 5, 7, 80. Awesome. Salamat ate. Thank you. We got our light bulbs. We're going to head to the farm and then we will head to the construction site, see the progress. This will be a quick stop. We're just putting in these lights and then we're going to go check out the construction site. Foot bath, little sanitization before we head in. The birds. They're looking big. So the area's been expanded even more. You can see the ground. This is fresh rice hull here. Slowly but surely, it'll take up the whole farm as they get bigger. Maganda. Kuya's getting the light sockets sorted out, so we'll leave the rest of the bulbs with him. You want to have a kuya on hand that knows how to fix things. It doesn't need to look pretty, it just needs to be working. And Kuya Rodwell knows how to get that done. We have 2 black ones in the herd. This is one of them. Day 11, eh bud? Look at the camera. See? We have them trained too. It's a big bird here. Look at his feet. He's got big feet on him. Okay, grow up well. Got a few more weeks left. We're walking through the wilderness here, deep in the province of the Philippines. And we're gonna go take a look at the construction site. Look at this fucking guy. Jesus. Here we are. Still looks quite similar to last week, but they've cut down a lot of the high weeds in the hedges here. They have some markings on the ground. Again, the walls are blown out on either side here. They will eventually blow out that back wall too for the fans. And they're working on getting the barracks set up now still. Last time we were here, there was nothing there, just some raw materials. Now they have a bit of a shelter. It's been raining so much, I'm just like wondering if they're okay out here, but everybody's pretty resourceful here. Looks chill. There we are, and hopefully this thing will be taken out of here in the days to come. One step at a time. When they were first getting set up here, I had no idea that the construction workers would actually be living at the site and setting up a barracks, essentially setting up home here for the next few months. I couldn't believe it. That's like unheard of back home. So you got to make sure you take care of people like that. They're making sacrifices, so you need to make sure you take care of your workers. We're at the last day of the second week of this harvest. We're headed to the mall. We're gonna pay our utility bill, which is about 15,000 pesos, and then we're gonna head to the farm and do the second week weigh-in and see how big these birds are. Mortality slightly higher than we'd like at this stage, but I spoke to other people we know and nobody seems overly concerned. I think it's feeling a little bit of pressure of this being the first load in the farm that I want it to go really well, and we'll see how it pans out. We're at SM. People from the Integrator are here actually, so we're gonna sit down and have dinner, then we'll go pay for our utility bill. We're gonna ask them a few questions about the mortality because the doctor is here actually, so see if we can get some answers, if there's anything to worry about, and if not, then we're good to go. We're lining up, we just ate with the Integrator. We're gonna pay our electricity bill for the farm. Awesome, thank you so much. Paid our bills, we've had lunch. We will see you next at the farm. It's so weird paying bills with cash here. And I just was made aware that to pick up our payment from the Integrator, we actually need to drive to BGC and pick up a check. No electronic transfer, check in hand, and we have to drive 4 hours to go get it. But we get it done anyways, onwards and upwards, baby. We're here at the farm for the weigh-in. We just sprayed down the car with disinfectant, and then we'll dip our feet in disinfectant and wash our hands before we head inside. We'll give our hands a wash here too. Just like a surgeon heading into the OR, the farm boy heading in to tend to the chickens. So one virus will propagate to so many and you could lose your whole batch like that. So good biosecurity is very important, and it's not something you notice until things start going south. We'll weigh probably about 500 chickens and get an average. Uniformity is not great this round, and that could be for a multitude of factors. It's not a perfect cycle here, but we're still getting things done. So we shut some of the lights off so the chicks don't get too stressed. You want to keep them calm throughout the process, not stress them out too much. Four, 8. So you want to weigh from different areas inside the farm. You don't want to weigh just one side. You want to get a sample from basically everywhere to get a well-rounded average live weight. So we're moving down a little bit to get another area of the farm. 5.19. We have the farm divided into 3 sections here, so I'll take the same number of samples in each section. Gonna do 2 more in this section, then we'll do another 10 in the back section here. Kuya's all snatching these up quick. We got the best in the game here. Last one. There you are. Go crunch some numbers and get an average now. That was 330 birds weighed. We're doing a little check-in at the nursery to see how things are looking. You have both undersized chicks here and chicks with some issues, disabled chicks if you will. We'll put some back into the main population over time if they catch up in size and get stronger. Let's go tally up the weight and see what we're dealing with. We crunch our numbers. The average live weight is around 500 grams. That is it for week 2. Stay tuned to see what happens in week 3. Like and subscribe, motherfucker.